Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is March the 27th, 2024, and let's have ourselves a great day. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you. Well, I had another message set up for today, but y'all know I like to always like just tell some little stories, and today I'm gonna tell you a little story about what happened yesterday. And this is why I always say, let's just be the best we can. Let's keep getting better because, man, you do not want to work for people, especially people who don't know what they're talking about. Now, I've had some good supervisors, and I'm talking about, that they know what they're talking about. So whenever they say something, you pretty much just shut up because they're 10 times smarter than you. You know they know what they talk about, right? But when you're working for somebody who do not know what they're talking about, it is the worst feeling in the world, okay? And also, not too long ago, I made a video and it was by I forgot who did it. I think it was Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said, "All that you know is all that you have learned, and all that you have learned is not all there is to know." Very important. You're gonna get that throughout this little message, and you're gonna get why Ray Dalio said, "Let's be open-minded about things," okay? And you're just gonna get a little bit of lesson about how pipe fitting and welding and all that stuff work, okay? So you're gonna get a lot. All right, here we go. So yesterday, I went to this, I went to this job, all right, and they got some little HR guy, right? But he claims that he's done this and he's done that. Now I'm talking about he come out the gate just I've done this, I've done that, and people say that they know how to. A lot of people know how to talk the talk, but they don't know how to walk the walk, and all kinds of things, right? So I get there, we go to the back. He has all type of little drawings, okay, which will be blueprints, right? And that just tells you for people who don't know how to do construction, that just tell you how the pipe going to go, which way, what elevation, coordinates, all that. You're gonna get all that, right? So he slides me some drawings, but they offer shipyards, ship ship fitting and stuff like that, right? So when we was on the phone, I told him, "Sir, I've never worked in a shipyard, and I don't have any plans on working in a shipyard." So for one, I could tell that he wasn't even paying me any mind. So I, because if that was the case, we wouldn't even be here because I told him on the phone that I didn't want to work in no shipyard, right? So I understand that he's not a good leader. He's not paying me any type of mind, right? But we're getting in there and he's showing me things, and I slid it back across the table. I said, "Man, I don't know nothing about this. I told you over the phone, I'm a welder." He said, well," he said, "so when you get here, you just think you're gonna weld?" I said, "Well, that's what welders do, man." I said, "I don't know how it worked wherever you from, but being open minded, there's more to just ship fitting and working in shipyards. I work in like oil refineries, paper mills, power plants, and things like that. And when you in those type of industries, you have a pipe fitter. A pipe fitter is the one who do everything with the blueprint and see how long the pipe need to be, elevation coordinates. That's their job. And then when you get there, your job is to weld it and make sure that the QC like it and pass it. Okay. I told him that. So he was just like, he basically he said that, and I was like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" He said this is why I do these interviews, because a lot of people they just don't know what they know how to talk, but they don't know how to do what they say they know how to do. I said, "Man, what is it that you don't think I know how to do?" I said, "Let's stop this interview because this ain't going no further." I said, "Look, if you got some pipe back there to weld, let's set up the pipe. Otherwise, this interview is over. This interview is over." He said, "I tell you what, show me some pictures." I showed him a picture, stainless pipe, right? Show him a picture. He said, I said, "Yeah, man, I ain't bragging, but that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? God has helped me to be able to learn how to weld. All the years that I've been practicing, asking all these questions, all this has led me to be able to weld. That's what I do." He said, "Okay, well, show me some stick welding." I go through my phone, I show him stick welding, which would be structural welding, right? I showed him I had a gap about this big. Now, everybody know if you're a weld, that's hard to do, fill up a gap like that. I filled the gap up. My daddy, he's been teaching me stick welding. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know it. Filled it up, showed it to him. He said, man. I said, yeah. So what you really need to understand, sir, is uh not everybody works in shipyards. There are other places to work besides shipyards. So at this point, I slid his stuff, all his stuff back across the table. And I said, I believe this interview is over. He said, you can I convince you? No, you cannot convince me. I said, now, this is what I've been trying to tell you all along, man. If you I made a little drawing for him, like with a line. Now this is the important part. Made a line like this, I made a line like that, right? And on this other line, it was just I just had a straight line coming out. So it went up, here, and here, right? So this is a 90. From here up, this is a 90, and from here up, there's a 90, right? I said, so if these were 6 inches, right? You have to do takeouts for 290s, right? And how you do a takeout on a 90 is if it's 6 inches, you just do six, half of three, and then add it back to the six. So it'll be 9 inches, right? So it will be 18 inches altogether because you have 290s. He didn't even know it. So I said, you know what? I said, sir, I think I'm gonna leave now. I think I'm gonna leave now. He didn't even know it. See, that's why I'm saying, look, man, be the best that you can, master whatever it is you're trying to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions and get better and better and better. Because if not, you're gonna end up working for people like that who don't even know what they're talking about, and then they just get to sit in offices and call shots, but the things that they say they know how to do, they don't even know, and that's simple. That's simple, right? So a couple of formulas that I had before, Joe Kaiser, Keith, Mark, James. I mean, all these people, they know that. Yeah, like that's just elementary work for them. You know what I'm saying? So when them guys speak, you normally be quiet because they know exactly what it is that they're talking about. Something as simple as a takeoff. That's stuff that you're supposed to know as a helper. That's way on the bottom of the barrel. Not bottom of the barrel. Not saying like that, but that's way on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? That's entry level, and here he is in this top position, don't know it. So you don't want to work with people like that. It makes it very, 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 very frustrating. And I just figure out that they just putting their little friends in these positions. So if you don't want to do that, I suggest we all work on getting financially free, man. Just learn how to do something with your money to make it grow. So you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Financially free. I told y'all before, the simple definition is whatever your amount of bills is. So let's just keep it simple. If your bills is $100, if you have some investments coming in, or if you have anything coming in that you don't have to work for, that is not earned income, passive income, right? So when that's coming in and that's over the $100, you are then financially free. Okay, so it's really not as hard as we make it seem. It's just that we wasn't taught. Okay, you just gotta understand that, man. And look, that's my message for the day, man. Make sure that you stay open minded, because all that you know is just all that you have learned, and all that you have learned is not all there is to know. Be open to learning other things, and just know that these people, they do not have your best interests at heart. Okay, you don't want to be at the mercy of somebody like that who don't even know what they're talking about. Okay, so that's my message, man. Y'all got a little lesson on pipe fitting and stuff like that. So that's my message, man, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking with me. It's longer than normal, so sometimes we just gotta have a little patience, though. You know what I'm saying? Like everything you can't get just in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, man. Sometimes you gotta have patience, and that's our problem. Some of the things that takes time to listen to are the important things, but we our attention span is so short. Like if it's not something that's exciting, we're done in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. we got to extend that out a little bit longer.